Hey there, and welcome to exercise number 46. In this one, we need to write a function named timeAgo that receives two dates as parameters. The function should return a string that describes the amount of time that has passed between those two dates, following this format. If less than a minute has passed, we're going to return just now. If less than an hour, we're going to return X minutes ago. If less than a day, we're going to return X hours ago. If less than a month, then we're going to return X days ago, and we consider a month having 30 days. If less than a year, we're going to return X months ago. Otherwise, we're going to return more than a year ago. Below I have an example. So if those two are our dates, you can see there's only like a 30-second difference between them, so the output should be just now. However, if our two dates are those, and we can see here we have multiple hours difference, the result should be 4 hours ago. Now, if you want to solve this exercise for yourself, click on the link in the description. If not, keep watching. I'm going to go here into the right side, into the code area, and the first thing I want to do is find out how many milliseconds are between those two dates. So let's create a new variable called millisBetween. That's going to be date1.getTime minus date2.getTime, and we're going to put this in math.abs. So we're going to do the absolute because we want the positive number. Now, after this, I want to create a few variables because I want to know how much does 1 minute mean in milliseconds, how much is an hour, how much is a day, and so on. So let's create a new variable called 1 minute, and that's going to be 60 seconds, right? 1 hour is 60 times 1 minute. What about 1 day? So 1 day is 24 times 1 hour. What about 1 month? Well, according to the description, let me just put this 1 month, we consider a month to be 30 days. So let's just put 30 times 1 day. Now, what about a year? So 1 year is going to be 12 times 1 month. Now that we have those variables, all we need to do is compare the milliseconds between and see where does it fit. So let's start with the smaller one. If it's less than a minute, return just now. If it's not less than a minute, then maybe it's less than 1 hour, right? So let's see, how many minutes does this mean? So minutes, and I'm going to do math.floor of millisBetween div 1 minute. Return, and we're going to return the string. So it's going to be minutes, and then we need to say minute, and we need to put the plural here. So I'm going to say if minutes bigger than 1 is going to be an S, otherwise it's going to be empty string, and then I'm going to put a go. Moving on, if it's not less than an hour, maybe it's less than a day. So I'm going to say if millisBetween is less than 1 day, well, how many hours does this mean? So I'm going to say hours is math.floor, millisBetween div 1 hour. And I'm going to copy paste this, and we're going to do here hours. Now, this looks good. Let's move forward, and I'm actually going to copy paste this, and I'm going to say, okay, if it's not less than a day, maybe it's less than a month. So I'm going to say 1 month, and here, instead of hours, we're going to have days, and here we need day, and actually, here we need hour as well. Okay, this looks good, fixed it. It's good we caught it now. Now, moving forward, if it's not less than a month, maybe it's less than a year. So I'm going to say if it's less than a year, let me just copy paste this, and I'm going to rename this to months, and this should be divided by 1 month, and this should be month. And we're going to put here the S if is plural. And finally, if it's none of those, I'm going to just return more than a year ago. Now, let's test our function. So I'm going to say console log, and let's create a timeAgo of new date, and let's put 2024-01-01, and let's say 2024-01-15. And we get 336 days ago. Because, oh yeah, because here we should divide by 1 day. Correct. 14 days ago. This looks good. So we divide by a minute, an hour, a day, a month, and finally the year. This looks good. So let's test our function. And voila, it works. Cheers and see you in the next one.